Hello, my name is CoffeeCats900, and I decided that, like a normal person, I was going to read through the entirety of ForestClan, but record it. So if anyone wanted to listen along, they could draw or do anything they wanted while reading ForestClan with me. I personally like listening to stories, so I thought, it'd be cool if someone read me this story. And so, someone's gotta read it. So I'll read it, as it goes. So, I thought before I did anything, I should just read the trigger warnings. And, So, this entire blog story is horror, body horror, sci-fi horror, existential dread, and analog horror. There will be frequent animal death, including kittens, willing and unwilling sacrifice. Content involving spider-like creatures, fourth wall breaks, scopophobia, plant-based zombies, and suicidal ideations. If any of these things make you uncomfortable or disturb you, feel free to leave now. This just isn't the thing for you. But if you're still comfortable and willing to tag along, follow me as we begin to read ForestClan. Moon Zero, Part 1. Red Star gains her 9 lives, and the first thing she does is bait the woods into attacking her. Her wish is granted, and Red Star loses a life. The echo of her first life is left tangible for the wood crawlers, and Red Star escapes, having successfully fed the woods. Red Star has received her 9 lives. Finally, through moons of ForestClan suffering, she will do what Lake Star would not. Red Star stared at the great, towering woods before her. The sun had already set in the horizon, leaving darkness to blanket the world. It had been a few moons since she had attained her 9 lives from StarClan, long enough for the woods to feel the hunger. She decided tonight was the night. She was going to change ForestClan's history and erase the weight that plagued their seasons of cruel leaderships forever. This is what she and her clan had sacrificed for. Red Star was going to do what Lake Star would not. A long-haired, light brown cat padded up behind her and asked quietly, "Do you want to bring any cobwebs with you before you go?" "No, Winfer. I don't think I'll need it. StarClan will heal my wounds." "They can't heal all wounds," Winfer meowed. "I've seen what the woods can do. As have I. But I'll be alright. I promise." Winford nodded solemnly, respecting her decision. Other cats noticed Red Star standing at the border of the camp, and slowly padded up to them with uncertain gazes. Red Star turned to her clanmates and raised her tail high as she addressed them. "Cats of ForestClan, I know the woods have not been fed for several moons. Tonight, I uphold my promise I made to you all when I was made leader. I will do what Lake Star has refused to do for many seasons. For the good of our clan, I will personally go and feed the woods." A small murmur of cats that made ForestClan turn to look at each other for reassurance. For a brief moment, a spark of hope was shared among them. Icicle Pool, Red Star's deputy, approached their leader and touched noses with her. "Please, come home soon." Red Star offered a purr of reassurance before giving one last look at the clan she called home, and stepped out into the darkened tree line. The calico tabby she-cat stalked through the woods with purpose. She carefully listened for every sound and watched every shifting shadow. She brought her nose to the ground, and with a vile stench invaded her nostrils. She retched in disgust, anger building up within her. There it was, a disgusting imitation of a badger's step. Her blue eyes narrowed as she traced the black and red roots that wrapped around the hole's entrance, branched out to the nearest trees. A large, lumpy effigies of twisted vines and roots lingered at the entrance of the den, its form riddled with holes and long, pale hairs, like delicate vines seeking a perch. It was a mockery of nature. Red Star took a deep breath. As much as she hated to admit it, she had to swallow down the anxiety in her throat. She was never truly attacked by a woodcrawler before. Fake cats. Fake two legs, yes. But not only did she need a woodcrawler to attack her, she needed it to kill her. And then she needed StarClan to resurrect her quickly enough for her to escape, and for the woods to feed on the echo of her past life. She hoped this would work, and if it didn't, then this would have all been for nothing. She turned her back towards the nest, and waited, and waited, and waited until Red Star could feel her blood boil with anger. She could not tolerate the woods sniffing around her like a skeptical fox. Yes, she couldn't smell like she did before. The low atmospheric tinge of StarClan's lives still clung to her pelt. But she knew that the woods were not that intelligent. She still smelled like a cat and wet dirt. She was flesh and bones. She was not going to waste her entire night on piggy parasites. Well, what are you waiting for, you cowards? Are you scared? She lashed out. Silence abruptly greeted her. The crickets grew mum, and the tree frogs stopped their croaking. The eerie silence made Red Star's hair stand on end. She persisted, fueled on pure adrenaline. Can you hear me? Kill me! Do it before I lose my patience. Your dinner is ready, you mangy maggot-infested... A collection of snapping twigs and a hollow groan interrupted her tirade. It breathed down her neck, and slowly something echoed back. Are you scared? Red Star froze. After a moment that felt like a heartbeat, or 1,000 years, she craned her neck back to see what emerged from the depths. Can you hear me? Mangy maggot infested. Her last thought was, that skull wasn't there before. Wretched vines wrapped around her body and pierced the back of her head, killing her instantly. Red Star woke with a gasp of terror, only to find herself in the starry skies of StarClan. She was greeted by Icy Paw, who looked at her with an unreadable expression. You've lost a life. Be quick on your feet. You're at the mouth of its den. If you're quick, you can confuse it and escape. Icy Paw. It had pierced my head. Can I escape from a skull fracture? It may feel that way, but it didn't go through your skull. It doesn't want your body to decay that fast. Red Star sighed. Through my nose, then, did it? Disgusting. Yes. But it's slow. Icy Paw paused. Then his eyes widened. Time to go. Run fast, Red Star! Red Star felt her world blacken. Then her vision and overwhelming pain returned to her all at once, and she yowled as she instinctively brought her paws to her face. She jammed her claws underneath her tendrils that were lodged into her nose. With one fell push, she yanked them out from her and started running, climbing her way out of the hilly clearing that she had wandered in. She couldn't help but look behind her one last time, with her heart went from beating with terror to beating with excitement as a pale, graying image of herself was left behind in the woodcrawler's tunnel, being consumed by roots and slowly dragged into the depths. She did it. It worked. She fed the woods. She continued the run as quickly as she could, laughing into the night as the wind blew through her fur. She did it. She really did it. She fooled the woodcrawlers. She burst into camp, garnering the attention of all her clanmates. Every single one of them, save for the kits, were still awake. Icicle Pool was the first to bound up to her, her eyes wide. Red Star, you're back! Her remaining clanmates bounded up to her with immediate questions. Did it work? Did the woods eat you? Barley waved, a dark gray Tom with pale points on his face and feet asked. What happened to your nose? Cloud Thunder, a pale gray and white Molly asked. I'll get cobwebs for your face, Windfur piped up as he dashed to the medicine den. Red Star was too filled with the rush of excitement to answer them. Her eyes beamed with joy. She succeeded. Despite everything Lake Star had told her about the woods, about how it would tell a difference, of how nothing they ever did would change their situation, she had just ripped apart everything Lake Star had ever stood for. And it was rapturous. The woods were fed, and all of her clan members still lived. StarClan's 9 lives were serving their intended purpose all along, and she couldn't be happier. Moon Zero, Part 2. This is great, Barley Wave! Barley Wave and Cloud Thunder go hunting. They are successful for the first time in a while. With Newleaf finally arriving, and Red Star's new leadership, they are hopeful for the first time in moons. I was convinced that ForestClan would die out, Windfur, and I'm normally the optimistic one. Red Star is different. She wants to protect us. Windfur invites Hopechase to help them collect herbs. Hopechase feels stressed after all the deaths suffered under Lake Star. Windfur reassures her, telling her that StarClan is watching over them. Icicle Pool, bolstered by Lake Star's death and Red Star's willing sacrifice of one of her lives, feels confident enough to go hunting alone. She feels at peace as she enjoys the sun basking on her fur. Alright, I think I'll stop there. I think doing like 1 moon per episode sounds pretty good. And I think I definitely need to solidify those voices. I kind of rushed into it, but I'm having fun. And if you have any pieces of advice for me, please let me know in the comments. I've never really done this kind of thing before, but I'm having fun. Thank you. And I'll probably read a few episodes ahead of time, so it might take me a second to catch up to these. Thank you.